Hey, it's your girl Soncerae here, and I wanted to make sure that I made a video about this. It's a very important topic that is going around inside of the urban modeling industry. A lot of ladies send me emails all the time, ladies that have been in the industry for a very long time, and even newbies. Most of you know that I was a model for about 6 years. I did a lot of glamour headshots, lifestyle shots, eye candy shots. I just did a lot of modeling. I had a wonderful career professionally. There are a lot of things inside of that industry that are very, very ugly, and to expose these very, very ugly things, I created a website called thetruthindeed.com, and a lot of people inside of the modeling industry know about The Truth Indeed. The other day I was going through my emails and a young lady contacted me. She contacted me to tell me that she wanted to share her story about something that had happened to her inside of the industry. And you know, at first when I first started reading the email, I was feeling like it was going to be like a typical email of a female experiencing, you know, the everyday sexist stuff you experience when you are a model, when you're a beautiful woman, you're a sexy woman. Of course, you're gonna get, you know, flirted with, and men are going to try to, you know, kick it with you. Photographers, video directors, casting directors, all going to try to fuck with you. It's a male-oriented industry, so I was thinking it was going to be one of those typical emails where I was going to have to talk a girl out of being in the industry or try to teach her how to deal with being in the industry better. But when I began to read the email, it kind of threw me off, because number one, it involved someone that had an impact on my life. It was very important to me at one time. A lot of you know that I used to date 2020 Photography. We was together. We had a very serious relationship. We was engaged at one point, and a lot of the success that he has experienced inside of his career now has a lot to do with me, and he doesn't give me credit for that. It's not that I even expect a lot of credit from him. You know, I don't feel like he should pay me homage or anything like that because of his success in his career. But I do feel like, you know, a lot of the things that he did to try to destroy my career, and him not helping me with my career when we were supposed to be a team or a power couple, does, you know, sometimes bother me. And it took me a long time after being in a relationship with him and the things that he did to me inside of the relationship. It took me a long time to get over, and I still haven't been in a solid relationship because of the experiences I had with him. There are a lot of rumors out there about me and him. A lot of people don't even know that me and him was together, but a lot of people do know that me and 2020 Photography had a very, very hard, rough relationship. It was very, very rocky. It was physically abusive. It was all kinds of things going wrong inside of our relationship, and a lot of it had to do with, you know, his career and, you know, what he wanted to do with his life. And I believed in him a lot, and I helped him so much and tried to, you know, help him build his business and helped him practice. And, you know, being a photographer takes a lot of skill, it takes a lot of precision, it takes a lot of time, a lot of work, and I helped him put a lot of time into his career, because when I met him, he couldn't shoot worth a damn, you know. So it was like I had to, you know, if I wanted to be his friend and I wanted to help him, if I was going to be his girlfriend, I had to put in time to help him become the man I wanted to see him become. I do want to say that I'm happy for whatever success he has had. We have gone our separate ways, and I have decided to do what I want to do with my life, which has nothing to do with modeling and photography, and I'm much happier like that. And I remember telling him a lot of the time that, you know, I never wanted to be the kind of person I was becoming inside of the modeling industry, because that industry is super ugly. It's a super ugly experience. Everybody that's involved with this video knows that the video is coming out. Courage knows that this video is being made about him. I made sure I let him know beforehand. She knows that the video is being made, so no one's in the dark about this. So just wanted to let everybody know. And this video isn't coming from a malicious place. I'm not some hater, some ex-bitter girlfriend who wants to make my ex-boyfriend out to be something that he isn't. I'm basically going to tell my experiences, what I feel about the situation that happened between 2020 Photography and this young lady, and I'm going to talk about my personal experiences, and I'm going to try to keep it as short as I can. Okay, so like I said, I got an email the other day from a young lady, and very, very beautiful young lady. I'm not going to let her be a coward. She's experiencing something where she's been afraid for, I don't know, a little bit over a year to talk about what happened to her. And she's feeling some kind of way about it, and I'm not going to let her be a coward anymore. I was going to give her an opportunity to decide whether she wanted me to name her or not, or be anonymous. But when you go around and you're telling these kinds of stories, or if you decide that you want to tell someone a very, very private story, especially when they are a stranger, you have to be careful who you're talking to and whether or not you want somebody else to find this story out to begin with. I'm not going to let her be scared anymore. I'm definitely going to let everybody know who she is. She is a very, very sweet girl. I do know that. She's a very, very beautiful girl. She's not one of these girls in the industry that's going around sleeping with this guy, sleeping with that guy, jumping from this photographer to the next photographer. She's really trying to do something serious with her career. And for her to be scared to model, or scared to act, or scared to do the things that she wants to do because of the experience she's shared with Courage kind of makes me sad. I'm going to read you guys what she wrote me. She says, I stopped modeling a little over a year ago. I have been modeling for 6 years. I turned to Akini, a radio DJ promoter in Atlanta, for help because I saw he helped other models, and he gave me 2 options. Number 1, sleep with him and he could offer the world, or number 2, do everything the hard way and it would take years. And that's sad that if he said that to her, but it's a very, very accurate thing that happens inside of the industry. A lot of photographers and directors give you those 2 options. She says, I'm not about to sleep with some 6 foot, 500-pound giant for some photos, but I did need his help. He put me in contact with 5 photographers. Courage and some guy wanted me to be their sex slave for 2 days. He lives in Lawrenceville. I'd know his name if I heard it. Some other photographers too that were full of it, but I made it known I wouldn't give it up. I scheduled an appointment with Courage at ATL. He picked me up from the bus station and we drove to what I thought was his studio, but no, it was his house. I've known photographers to have studios in their homes, but he didn't. He tried pulling off my clothes, but I got away and went to the bathroom and called Akini to let him know what was going on, so he said that he would call Courage. Courage's phone rang and I told him it was Akini trying to reach him. He ignored it and Akini called 3 times. I came out of the bathroom and that is when Courage attacked me. He pulled down my panties and ripped off my clothes and forced me to have sex with him. After he was done, he kept saying over and over, have you ever wanted to fuck all of the women in the world? Afterwards, he took me to my friend's hotel because I was in town for a friend's birthday party. He said that he would give me photography studio time. I called Akini over and over telling him what happened at first. He was shocked, but then as time and months went by, he started to change his story by saying he did not know that had happened, as if it never happened. I never told anybody. I never told the police because I didn't want my name in the industry as being a dumb hoe or somebody being hard to deal with. Soon afterwards, I became pregnant and had to abort my baby because I could not live with the fact that this monster seed was growing inside of me. I never told anybody that I was pregnant. I contacted Courage quite a few times because I was so angry and pissed off at him because of what he did to me. He kept saying he was sorry and that he owes me studio time, but I'm too afraid to shoot with him. After that moment, I never modeled again. He took that dream from me. He killed that dream from me. Akini from Akini Talents is nothing but a pimp. I have run into a lot of models after that incident happened. They have all heard of Courage and Akini, and they all say that he's a thirsty, nasty ass nigga that tries to sleep with women, promising them dreams and hopes of gold in the sky. Courage has his living address up on the net and I Googled him. I saw the satellite feed that it's his house I was raped at. Part of me wants to do something destructive. Another part wants to let God just handle it. He travels around the country shooting women, and God only knows who else he's raped. I still want to know, should I report him? I have up until October to still report him under the statute of limitations. They have moved on with their pathetic lives, but I still live with it every day. The rape, the abortion, now me as a murderer. There have been depression and times I wanted to die, but I'm still here weirdly. God has something in store for me, but I just don't know what yet. That's a very, very sad story to me. I told her I could relate to her being depressed because of the situation that happened with me and Courage. Some people know, Courage took some pictures of me, some very unflattering pictures of me during a photo shoot. And he used those pictures to try to make it seem like, I was this ugly, fat model that he had been shooting all of these years. And, it just was very embarrassing that somebody I love or somebody that I thought loved me would take the time out to put these kind of pictures out there. The whole reason why we ended up not being together anymore is because he cheated on me with Montana de Leon. And you know, I have to thank Montana de Leon, because if it wasn't for her, it's saying to me, you know, Courage is going around and he's sleeping with this girl and sleeping with that girl, and he's been trying to holler at me, and her sending me the text messages between the two of them, I never would have broke up with him. And this relationship was 4 years ago, so it's not like it's fresh. It took me a long time to stop being angry at him, because even to this day he has not been remorseful for any of it. He just doesn't care. And you know, that's fine. Men gonna be men. You know, some men just ain't shit. And I do want to say this: when I first met Courage, he was a very innocent, very kind, very, you know, cool to be around, funny person, and that's who he was. But with time and money and recognition and meeting more models and experiencing more things, these things change people. And Courage let a lot of the industry change and turn him into this very, very ugly person. And I was sitting there watching greatness and being proud of him, and at the same time being utterly disgusted at the kind of man he was becoming. And to watch my friend, somebody that I cared for, somebody that I assumed cared for me, because we, you know, had spent so much time together and done so much stuff together and been so successful together, that I was thinking, you know, he wants to see the same for me. But a lot of the things that he did once he became someone inside of the industry became, it's very disgusting. And to be honest with you, when you start being around, you know, slime balls, and a lot of the photographers inside of the modeling industry are slime balls. So when you start hanging out, and this is the company you keep, and these are the people you hanging out with, and they're slime balls, you tend to turn into one if you're not careful. And this is what he became. Now, I'm not going to say he didn't have these characteristics beforehand. Was he physically abusive with me? Yes. Was he physically abusive with women he was with before he was with me? Yes. It's not like it's some new revelation. Courage has always been like that. He's been a very, very aggressive person. He can be physically abusive. Is he the type of person to force a woman to have sex with him? Probably so. If he's the same aggressive guy, I know, you know, but the new Courage, the 2020 photography guy that everybody knows, I don't know this guy. He is capable of anything. And when I spoke to Courage about me making this video last night, when we were discussing this via text, you know, he was telling me, you know, be careful what you believe. And I'm the kind of person where I'm like, listen, I don't trust neither one of you. You know, I can say this is a sad story, and I can feel, you know, compassion for this person if this truly happened to her. Do I know that it happened to her? Of course not. I was not there. Do I believe Courage is capable of something like this? Yes, I do believe that. He is a man. And a lot of men inside of the modeling and photography industry are fucking pigs. I'm not going to sit here and lie. What a lot of girls don't understand is this life that you're trying to choose, where you want to be a model, it look all glammed up and fun and shit, but you don't understand it's a dark side to all of that. When you want to do Black Men Magazine and Smooth and Show and Straight Stunting and all this shit, you want to go around and you want to be that girl. A lot comes with that territory. It is not easy. Niggas will try to fuck you. These photographers will not save you. You hear me? They're going around and they promising you all of these dreams just so they can get some pussy. Because it's all about who can get what girl. You know, who could get the baddest chick? Who could get the model, the it girl that everybody's talking about? Who can say they fucked her? It's just a whole bunch of men going around trying to see who the better pimp, to be honest with you. And, you know, I've said this, and a lot of other people have said this inside of the industry. It's nothing but a bunch of pimps and hoes. And you got to decide, do you want to be a part of that? Do you want to be that person? A lot of you girls are coming in this industry with stars in your eyes, and you're not doing the research. I'm not going to sit here and try to pretend like all of these girls are walking around here being innocent, because it takes a lot. Okay, it takes a lot of low self-esteem for you to want to take off all of your clothes for some random stranger that you ain't never met and just pose for him like it's nothing. You know, it takes a lot of low self-esteem to do some shit like that. A lot of these girls are coming up in this industry with daddy issues and shit and looking for some man that's going to take them to the next level. Did you really say, oh mommy, I want to be a video vixen when I grow up? I want to be the bitch that's going around giving everybody head, or fucking this photographer or fucking that photographer to make it? Think about it. Most of the models inside of that industry are porn stars, strippers. If that's what you want to be coined as because you want the popularity, you want celebrity, you want to feel like you somebody, if you need that in order to feel like you somebody, somebody, that's a problem. And a lot of these girls don't even realize that. Oh, you want to be Miss Hottentot and shit? Okay, well, look up Sarah Bartman. Look up Sarah Bartman. Sarah Bartman was the first video vixen or eye candy model. They put her body on display. Look up Sarah Bartman. Know your motherfucking history. Know what you're getting yourself into, ladies. Do your research. Try to figure out who photographers are before you have them picking you up at the bus station. I'm not finna sit here and Nancy Grace nobody, okay? Who Courage has become is Courage, you know? That's his life. Has Courage turned into one of these perverted photographers that, you know, rapes girls or sleeps with whoever? It's a possibility, because really all Courage has ever wanted was money, pussy, and cars. That's always been Courage's thing. Like, I mean, and that's the average person, and I know him. I'm not saying this because, you know, I'm just some bitter ex. Nah, he's always wanted to sleep around. He always wanted nice cars, and that's probably what he has now. He went and, you know, did whatever he needed to do, no matter how much of a sucker it has made him to real people or people that, you know, he may have lost along the way, you know. So he still has a lot of ugliness and cockiness about him that he's probably developed over time. When you know, when you're thinking you all that, you think your shit don't stink, you don't have any humility and shit. That's the kind of person that I watched him become, and I just can't fuck with it, you know. I'm a real person. I'm not a liar. I don't go around making up lies and rumors. And, you know, in order for Courage to keep his career, he did make up a lot of lies and a lot of rumors about us. And sometimes you got to step on people to make it inside of the industry, and you got to decide, do you want to sell your soul or not? And I decided that that's just not something I wanted to do. I didn't want to be that person. And if I was going to make it, I was going to make it the right way. I was going to make it having to destroy other people. And as I'm doing the truth indeed, you know, as I'm sitting here and I have this website where I'm exposing people, I'm trying to decide, well, am I becoming popular because I'm exposing everybody else's secrets? Is that equivalent to me stepping on somebody else to become successful? So I had to really think about whether that was something I wanted to continue doing. And as you can see, the Truth Indeed website is down. I'm going to get my shit the right way. I'm going to get mine. I'm going to get my success the right way. I'm not about to be using anybody, tricking anybody, nothing like that. And that's what happens with a lot of these girls. Bottom line is, I have had more beef with niggas inside of the urban modeling industry than any other industry in the freaking world, any industry that I've been in ever. And I'm a career-oriented person. I go after my goals all the time. But these niggas, I'm telling you, they some ugly niggas. And I don't mind saying it. DJ K Slay, me and him done had some problems with each other because he's a disrespectful, loudmouth motherfucker. Hassan ass. Marcus Bass, blasting game. And when you're around this fucking scum, you turn into that scum. Even these models, they're going around and they believe in that propaganda, the shit that these niggas are saying to them. I just want ladies to understand something. If you want to be considered a whore, be an urban model. If you want to surround yourself around prostitutes, whores, strippers, do it. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you want to do, but you have to understand, you can't be in a room full of whores and think people are not going to think you are. Do you deserve to be raped? No. You are the company you keep, sweetheart. Okay, you have to remember this. Like, if you want to be a woman of prestige, you got to hang around women that are prestigious. You can't be around these whores. And yes, I'm saying they whores because in order for you to even be successful inside of that industry, you have to somewhat be a whore. You have to be a derivative of a whore in some kind of way. Now, if that's your hustle, that's what you want to do, that's the kind of woman you want to be, go for it. But it's a lot of these females inside of this industry, they coming in there, they don't even want to be that. And they thinking that the industry is something that it ain't. If you want to be the whore, be the best whore you want to be, do it. And 9 times I'm saying y'all don't. Because it's prostitutes, hoes, strippers, all kinds of women hitting me up saying, I didn't even want this life. I don't even want this life for my kids. I don't even want this life. Who's going to marry me like this? Do I really want to be this? This is an ugly thing. I hear this all of the time from girls. Anybody that knows me knows I ain't finna lie for nobody. Okay, I'm not scared of nobody. I don't care what people think. It's not that deep. You know, what people think about me, I just really don't care. You know, what I do want these ladies to understand is, know what you're getting into. There are some good photographers out there, but I'm telling you, in comparison to the slime balls, those photographers are like a little group, all right? Out of all the photographers inside of the industry, it's not going to be a lot of them that are going to be just strictly professional with you. There are some good ones out there. It's hard to find. A lot of them just want to fuck you. A lot of them will tell you anything just to get some pussy. They feel like you're fuckable. They're going to tell you whatever it is that you need to hear because you gullible as hell. That's just how it works. So be careful, know who you're dealing with. And don't let some random stranger, some random photographer that you don't know, that you ain't heard nothing about, that you ain't asked around about, come pick you up and take you nowhere. You can basically ask around. If you ask around about people, what you hear in some way is somewhat true. It's photographers out here that got squeaky clean reputations. Those are the motherfuckers you want to work with. You hear me? Those are the guys that you need to take seriously. It's a few photographers out there that are strictly professional. Find out who they are. Ask other models. If a model tell you, oh, he tried to fuck me, and then another model tell you, oh, he tried to fuck me, and then another model tell you, oh, he tried to fuck me, I'm gonna need for you to move on to another photographer. All I'm saying is do your research first. I don't know about Akini. Is that even his name? Am I even saying his name right? I don't know a lot about him. All I know is he has a talent agency. This is the second time I've heard a negative story about him. You have to be smarter than this when you're dealing with these guys. I know you want it bad. You're coming in this shit super thirsty. I get it. Courage is a great photographer. 2020 Photography is a great photography company. He is a wonderful photographer. Is he professional as he needs to be? Hell no. Is he going around sleeping with models? Yes. Is he raping them? You know, I don't know, but I know it's a possibility. And I'm not going to sit up here and, you know, lie. I'm not, because I know him. You know what I'm saying? So don't let the greatness of creativity and him being artistic or any other photographer being good quality, don't let that fool you or make you feel like he's possibly somebody that you can work with. Know their personality, because when you're working with a photographer, you building a marriage with this guy. Basically, you're building a professional marriage with this person. You're gonna have to trust this guy to take your pictures. You're gonna have to trust this photographer with your career. You're gonna have to trust him in not releasing any ugly or unattractive photos of you. You're going to have to trust what he's gonna say anytime he opens his mouth and mentions your name. It's a lot of you having to trust your photographer. And really, when you're coming into the industry and you're expecting these photographers to shoot you for free, what the fuck you expect? You not paying these niggas, and I know they cost a lot of money. They getting over like a motherfucker. We all know that, because models aren't really making that much money to begin with unless they are porn stars and strippers. And these photographers, fucking prices are fucking sky high, and a lot of these girls can't afford that, so they're going around doing, you know, asking these photographers to shoot free, and then you wonder why they're asking you for some pussy. Photography equipment costs, okay? Lights, batteries, the camera, then all that shit, backdrops, all that shit costs money. Editing photos, all of it costs money, and it's very, very time consuming. So when you're walking up to a photographer and you're saying, hey, can you shoot me free? It's like, you know. But then photographers don't understand. Your hair, makeup, clothing, wardrobe, jewelry, all that shit costs money too. So it's like, it's not a very fair industry. You're not gonna break even inside of this industry unless you're a photographer. If you're a model, you're fucked in the game. My advice is find you a good professional photographer, pay him for your pictures, get your pictures, and keep it moving. Do not have a personal relationship with them. Do not sleep with them. Don't even try to make a friendship with them. Just take your pictures, roll out, do whatever it is, stay focused on your business, okay?